Men who've dated women younger than yourself by 5 years, what was it like? 7 years, but we were both past 35. No real difference. No one cares, very normal. Dated 8 years younger and 4 years older in my mid-late were the obvious pros and cons with each. For anything long-term, I'd recommend someone closer to your age. Pro tip if going to seriously date women between 30–40, make absolute sure you're both on same page about children before wasting any time or money. My wife is 5 years younger than me. She's easily the more mature out of the two of us. My girlfriend is 7 years younger than myself. She once referred to In the End by Linkin Park as some old rock song, and honestly I didn't think that our relationship was going to survive it. Back when I was 45 I briefly dated a gorgeous 22-year-old. I have never been so excited and exhausted. Every time I've done this it's been bad. They're too immature. Source: am 32 and dated 22, 23-year-olds as like a 29, 30-year-old. I think it's really true that your brain doesn't stop developing till you're 25. Before that you're just kinda crazy and getting a grip on life. Being in an unhappy relationship. Being in an unhappy relationship is more suffocating and annoying than lonely. If society and the economy wasn't built around combining incomes and coupling up, honestly, I spend a great majority of my time inside my head. My favorite time is walking, especially when it rains. It is calming and far better than noise of greedy, arrogant people. 'Tis better to have loved and never to have loved at all. That's very true. When you're with someone and you're unhappy with them, it feels agonizing. Having been absolutely and utterly lonely for the last 12 years, I 100 disagree. At least I can work with an unhappy relationship and attempt to resolve whatever issues are causing the unhappiness. Pure loneliness is slowly driving me insane. It's the worst and most prolonged suffering I have yet to experience. Can confirm this is true. I spent 8 years with someone because I was scared to be alone. I didn't realize how bad it was till we finally broke up. I didn't feel sad. I felt relieved. You have 30 seconds to convince someone not to kill you. What do you say? You can kill me and go to jail for a long time, or we can just part ways and there will be no proof that you tried. Is it worth it? Fuck it. Hey, before you do anything rash, just know that I'm the only one who knows the Wi-Fi password in this place. Grab my unknown deck, shuffle through it, pull out a reverse card, and afore they got a stab, shoot themselves 4 times now. Shoot me if you're gay. Thank you. My family has a high status in the cartel, and if you shoot me, they will find you anywhere. So think about your choice. Please don't kill me, Dad. Wait before you do anything drastic. Just hear me out. I promise I'll stop stealing your snacks from the fridge. Wait, if you kill me, you'll never find out where I buried the treasure. Don't get your hands dirty. I'll do it myself. Within that time, I would run away. Hey, not yet. Have you cleared your internet history on all your devices? Someone will check them. I'm hoping the confusion at least buys me a moment. Law. Make it quick. Why would I stop him? I've got him that can transfer to you from my blood. How would your keyboard complete I am hot for? I am hot for. I have the suggestion off. I am hot for you. We apparently have very low standards. I am hot for the lack pack, and Anders I am the image width and the door, to be honest. I am hot for teacher. Chicken wings. I am hot for affair. I am hot for the plot, no lie. I am hot for a long day today, but I'm going out for dinner. I am hot for a little bit, but you can call me if you'd rather. I don't have a phone number. I am hot for you to get a hold of me, and I will be there in a few minutes. I am hot for you. Someone I have no way of contacting. I am hot for the next few days. I am hot for the best for your exams too much then you can find a channel of the day of the day of the day of the day. I am hot for you. I am hot for you and your brother. I am hot for this. I am hot for a long nap. I am hot for the first time. For teacher. Speaking. I am hit for a few hours today. I am hot for my hair and a girl too, so I'll be absent today. What's a quote that has deeply influenced your life philosophy? It's not me against you, it's us against the problem. Let go or be dragged, an old Zen proverb I heard at a meditation class. Really changed the way I let myself worry about things. Heinlein wrote that love is that condition in which the happiness of another person is essential to your own, and he's right. I cannot be happy if my loved ones are unhappy. To stand and consider all possibilities is to drown in a tunneling sea of infinite potentiality. Everyone you meet is fighting a battle you know nothing about. Be kind, always. If you take it from only one place, it becomes rigid and stale. Understanding the other elements and the other nations will help you become whole. Uncle Iro. Life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived. Kierkegaard. Q Sira Sira, which means whatever will be. Will be, I say this to myself, if I can't control something. What other people think of you is none of your business. Have you ever had a dream that you had you could you'll do you want you could do so you'll do you could you want him to do you so much you could do anything. Someone had to be me, might as well be me. Lend yourself to others, but give yourself to yourself. Michel de Montaigne. If you were suddenly transported back to your 16-year-old self, equipped with all your present memories and abilities, how would you change the course of your life? I'd avoid certain people much earlier, probably choose a different career path that would allow me more flexibility, and of course, I'd either invest wisely or win the lottery, both, and build nice houses for me and close family members. And I'd have a lot of rabbits. I'll definitely buy crypto. It's not that high when I was still 16 years old, so probably I'll invest on it. When I turned 18, I bought a lottery ticket with a drawing that night. All 6 numbers were low by 1. I'd add the 1 to each number on that ticket and take home the Ermil I've thought about so many times since. I'd start lifting and exercising, get my pituitary checked out immediately, and go to a decent college. These questions hit differently when you have kids. Never start smoking. Use my allowance to buy stock in Google, Amazon, and Pfizer. Me when I am currently 16. What is the most underrated skill that everyone should master? Listening. You'd be amazed what you can learn when you're not just waiting for your turn to speak. Cooking and basic stitching. Critical thinking. The ability to naturally and genuinely converse. Conflict resolution. You don't even need to be a master at it. Just having some basic proficiency can turn a lot of things that would have been fights into friendly talks, or at least avoiding an unneeded conflict. Not giving a fuck. Empathy. How to self-soothe. It's a childhood milestone that some people fail to master. Listening. Patience. I feel like nobody has this anymore. Listening to others talk. In the book How to Win Friends and Influence People, he sat down and genuinely listened to her, and after her passing, he inherited her mansion. Lying. 69. How to manage your emotions. He can't believe we are raised in schools learning things we may not need, like algebra and maths, but not a lot of thought is given to things like emotional intelligence, which will have a great impact on who we grow into. Grit. Inbox 0. Sewing. Patch up some clothes, alter something, close off something. Comes in handy and is super simple. Based on your experience, what are things that women unknowingly do that sabotage a relationship? Listening to friends and strangers for advice on their so rather than sitting down and talking with them. I see too many women just having all their single friends give them either toxic advice or just tell them to ditch their. Like if you got a problem in the relationship, it shouldn't be anyone else's gossip. Tells her boyfriend that he isn't the best sex partner she's had, but he's the nicest guy she's been with. Finding something they need to fix about you. Asking for vulnerability only to later dissemble a man after weaponizing said vulnerability. Now, I can only speak for myself here. I'm sure it's not the same for many men. I would say that I find welcoming or even encouraging attention from other men because it's what they're used to be pretty damaging. Men like the chase and then actively create distance for the sake of this fabled chase. Playing games with the truth. For example, withholding information that you know he isn't going to like. Uncomfortable conversations have to be engaged with to determine where you both stand, whether compromises are to be made, or if something is a deal breaker. The message of Shrek is to not judge people by their appearance, but the movie makes fun of Lord Farquaad for his height. That's a good point. Of course, we're not supposed to like him because he's a jerk. But they do take the easy pot shots at his physical appearance quite often now that you point it out. No, the point is you can be ugly, green-skinned, and have bad teeth. But don't be short. Don't judge people based on their appearance, but once they make it clear that they're a douchebag, go ahead and mercilessly mock them for anything and everything you can. More the fact that he tries to disguise it. Feels like they mock his egotism and hypocrisy more than they mock his height directly. He's the opposite of Shrek. He hides what he perceives as flaws and makes a big show of pretending to be something he's not. I mean, there are those who think little of him. Rumor has it that it goes deeper than that Lord Farquaad could be based on the likeness of then Disney so Michael Eisner, who had a falling out with Jeffrey Katzenberg of DreamWorks. Eisner was his former boss when he worked at Disney. Even the name Lol. Of course, 'tis a rumor. It's actually about not letting society dictate who you are supposed to be. Just be yourself. If you're a jerk, gloves get to come off. Avatar is the highest grossing film, yet it is rare to see anyone wearing franchise merch. I've heard it described as the biggest IP with the smallest cultural impact. Cameron has a clause that severely limits merchandising, like the film name on a shirt in papyrus font. I know what you did. I know what you did. I guess nobody wants to admit they want to boink the big blue chick. It's because it's not really. It was only one movie for a long time. There are a lot of great movies, but if you only have one, there ain't going to be a shitload of movie 3, 4, 5. If it's still just as profitable, I think we will have more stuff. I was at a Lego store and all the Avatar sets were in the bargain bin at 50 off and still too expensive. I enjoyed the first one. We'll eventually see the second, but to me it's only a movie. Not something I want merch of. Edit. Spelling is hard. I see it at Disney World and Comic-Con. Because if we are honest, it's a maybe even shit movie with good visuals. I've got a lovely set of McFarlane figures, and quite a lot of the stuff from Animal Kingdom at Wood. That's because it sucks ass. I watched the first one when I was 9. 15 years later, and I can safely say I lost all interest in the franchise and don't even care to see the second one. What did people love 1,000 years ago still love today and will definitely love 1,000 years from now? Music, sex, cats, themselves, power, cheese, boobs, dogs, mirrors, hiking, going out in nature, bread, moon and stargazing. It's often peaceful to just stop what you're doing and look up for a moment. That Jesus fella, I'm pretty sure. Wine, sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Candles, magic mushrooms. Food, water, law, sex, money, sex, drugs, and rock change there. It's a constant since the beginning of time. Love in its various forms and expressions is something cherished by people 1,000 years ago today, and will persist for another 1,000 years into the future. Books, bread, good night's sleep, gossip, music and cheese, food, eating, food, religion, beer. We settled places to make it. Food, cannabis, ignoring instructions from their Jesus Christos maybe, abuse, dates good. Don't ask how they are made though. Memes. When did fast food Chan become so expensive? Oh, fast food Chan woo. When businesses recognized they could raise prices and consumers would still purchase their products. Pandemic. I honestly don't know how to survive anymore. Everything is getting more and more expensive, yet no one is getting a raise. Something has to give. When they made fast food apps. Five Guys. $12 for a double cheeseburger. No fries, no drink. Just a burger. Not too long after the lockdown. It used to be $7. Because money is getting harder to come by to the common folks. When fast food senpai said so. That Chan guy is such a rip-off. I think it's became not become. I'm sorry I'm not English, hope you can understand. When fast food workers were suddenly essential workers and realized they deserved to make a goddamn living wage. Turns out people buy fast food for the fast, not for the cheap. 2022. All these businesses making record profits, all across the board even with the raised wages, and yet all the shills are like pay raise only reason. Yes. All of them. Yes. We are happy that it has motivated us to eat better at home.